Steelers Hall of Fame airbay Franco Harris, author of The Immaculate Reception, dies at 72. Franco Harris, the Hall of Fame running back whose heads-up thinking authored The Immaculate Reception, considered the most iconic play in NFL history, has died. He was 72. Harris' son Doak told the Associated Press his father passed away overnight. No cause of death was given. His death comes 2 days before the 50th anniversary of the play that provided the jolt that helped transform the Steelers from also-rans into the NFL's elite, and 3 days before Pittsburgh is scheduled to retire his No. 32 during a ceremony at halftime of its game against the Las Vegas Raiders on Christmas Eve. It is difficult to find the appropriate words to describe Franco Harris' impact on the Pittsburgh Steelers, his teammates, the city of Pittsburgh and Steelers Nation, Steelers president Art Rooney II said in a statement on Wednesday. From his rookie season, which included the Immaculate Reception, through the next 50 years, Franco brought joy to people on and off the field. He never stopped giving back in so many ways. He touched so many, and he was loved by so many. Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife Dana, his son Doak, and his extended family at this difficult time. The entire team at the Pro Football Hall of Fame is immensely saddened today, Pro Football Hall of Fame President Jim Porter said in a statement on Wednesday. We have lost an incredible football player, an incredible ambassador to the Hall, and, most importantly, we have lost one of the finest gentlemen anyone will ever meet. Franco not only impacted the game of football, but he also affected the lives of many, many people in profoundly positive ways. The Hall of Fame and historians everywhere will tell Franco's football story forever. His life story can never be told fully, however, without including his greatness off the field. Harris ran for 12,120 yards and won 4 Super Bowl rings with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s, a dynasty that began in earnest when Harris decided to keep running during a last-second heave by Steelers quarterback Terry Bradshaw in a playoff game against Oakland in 1972. With Pittsburgh trailing 7-6 and facing 4th and 10 from their own 40-yard line and 22 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, Bradshaw drifted back and threw deep to running back French Fuqua. Fuqua and Oakland defensive back Jack Tatum collided, sending the ball careening back toward midfield in the direction of Harris. While nearly everyone else on the field stopped, Harris kept his legs churning, snatching the ball just inches above the Three Rivers Stadium turf near the Oakland 45, then outracing several stunned Raider defenders to give the Steelers their first playoff victory in the franchise's 4-decade history. That play really represents our teams of the 70s, Harris said after the Immaculate Reception was voted the greatest play in NFL history during the league's 100th anniversary season in 2020. While the Steelers fell the next week to Miami in the AFC Championship, Pittsburgh was on its way to becoming the dominant team of the 1970s, twice winning back-to-back Super Bowls, first after the 1974 and 1975 seasons and again after the 1978 and 1979 seasons. And it all began with a play that shifted the fortunes of a franchise and, in some ways, a region. It's hard to believe it's been 50 years, that's a long time, Harris said in September when the team announced it would retire his number. And to have it so alive, you know, is still thrilling and exciting. It really says a lot. It means a lot. Harris, the 6'2", 230-pound workhorse from Penn State, found himself in the center of it all. He churned for a then-record 158 yards rushing and a touchdown in Pittsburgh's 16-6 victory over Minnesota and Super Bowl IX on his way to winning the game's Most Valuable Player award. He scored at least once in 3 of the 4 Super Bowls he played in, and his 354 career yards rushing on the NFL's biggest stage remains a record nearly 4 decades after his retirement. One of the kindest, gentlest men I have ever known, Hall of Famer Tony Dungy, a teammate of Harris in Pittsburgh in the late 1970s, posted on Twitter. He was a great person and great teammate. Hall of Fame player, but so much more than that. A tremendous role model for me. Born in Fort Dix, New Jersey, on March 7, 1950, Harris played collegiately at Penn State, where his primary job was to open holes for backfield mate Lydell Mitchell. The Steelers, in the final stages of a rebuild led by Hall of Fame coach Chuck Noll, saw enough in Harris to make him the 13th overall pick in the 1972 draft. When Noll drafted Franco Harris, he gave the offense heart, he gave it discipline, he gave it desire, He gave it the ability to win a championship in Pittsburgh. Steelers Hall of Fame wide receiver Lynn Swann said of his frequent roommate on team road trips,